See this dark stuff in here that looks wet? It's not wet, it's just, this is the fat wood. And it's just filled with sap and resin. So it just stopped drizzling. This is how wet it is out here. You can see my boots and my pants are all wet from walking through the grass. Grass is wet. But this must have just fallen within the last couple of days. And it's the only thing that I could find that's not a little bit wet. This seems to be the driest because it sat way up there for so long. Dead. So we'll pull some stuff off of here. If you can find one of these pack rat nests, you go tear it apart. Usually on the inside there's some nice dry sticks and maybe even a little bit of tinder, depending on how new the nest is. This one doesn't seem to be inhabited, so it's soaked clean through, I think. Check this out. This buckbrush, wet. But manzanita, bone dry. So this is the stuff you want. You can see the difference in color in this normal wood and then this resinous fat wood. This stuff, this darker stuff, is the really resinous. And when you're sawing it or cutting it or breaking it up with your axe or whatever, you can notice the difference because it's a lot harder, and you'll even start to smell it, like a really, really strong pine odor. Okay, so right here we've got the twigs and little sticks off of that oak branch that fell out of the tree. Here's all of our shavings from that ponderosa pine fat wood. This is the driest grass I could find that while I was sourcing all the other materials, I had stuffed away in my jacket underneath so that it would start to warm up and dry out a little bit more. Right here, we've got all the pine sap that we harvested off the tree. These are, or is, some wet grass and some semi-dry pine bundles. Over here, we've got the little tiny manzanita twigs, and it gradually gets bigger and graduates up to this live oak. So I'm gonna crush a bunch of this stuff up and take the smallest little bits of this and make a nice bird's nest into there to shoot my sparks into. This really, really fine stuff's the stuff you want. It basically like impregnates itself in there. And we're gonna do that number. We're gonna come here and take little tiny, like look how thin this is. Paper thin, rolling paper thin. I'm just gonna throw a couple of those in there. Don't wanna overkill it because this isn't what's gonna catch the spark. Get that piece of bark out of there. Okay. As you can see, nothing started yet. one.
Just gotta keep doing it until one of them lands in the right spot and catches. It is mighty wet out there. I'm gonna try to condense this a little bit because the sparks seem like they're falling through it. Try to compact it a little bit. Add a little bit more of my dust right there on top. Okay.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Instantly.